Hello, this is Steve Nison, and welcome to your next issue of Highlights, our special educational resource strictly for those who are members of the candlecharts.com family. And one of the things I've been highlighting throughout all my seminars, and for those familiar with the basics of candles, and even for those who use the candles in a little bit more advanced strategies, you'll know one of the major assets is the candlestick's ability to give you a jump on the competition. Let me show you a case in point here. Now, most of you may be familiar if you use classic Western technicals. Now keep in the back of your mind, actually not in the back of your mind, keep in the front of your mind, that everything you do on a bar chart you can do on a candlestick chart. But the major advantage of the candlestick chart is you're going to get a jump on the competition. And I'm going to show you an example of that in this highlights. Most of you who are familiar with the basic Western technicals may have come across the term island top and island bottom. Let me refresh your memory for those who may have forgotten or for those who are new. An island top essentially means the market gaps higher. In other words, today's low, assuming this is a daily chart, is above yesterday's high. There's a price vacuum. And then the market gaps down. So today's high is above the prior session's low. And the reason it's called an island top is because it looks like an island surrounded by water. And an island bottom is obviously the opposite. The market gaps down. And then the next session or a few sessions later, the market gaps up. Now, the island top or the island bottom are good reversal indicators, but unfortunately, by the time you get the signal, sometimes it may be late. So let me show you a recent example. An Apple. Apple gapped up. There is a little gap here. And then the market gapped down. So essentially, the earliest you would have gotten a reversal signal based on the island top would have been at $92. Really what you're supposed to do is wait for the close of the session to get confirmation, because remember, the market can gap down, and by the end of the session, if it trades higher, there's no longer a gap. So the earliest you would have gotten a reversal indicator a la the island top was at $92 over here. And if you were using it a little bit more conservatively, in other words, the island top, you really should have waited for the close, and that would have meant a reversal signal down here at $89. But now comes the candlesticks. What was the earliest, and I'll give you a little hint, in this area here, any signs that the bulls are losing steam? Are the bulls in charge here on this tall white candle? How about here? Okay, although the real body is a little smaller, the bulls are pretty much in control. Now, how about here? That's right, the infamous doji. The doji tells us the market is tired. There's a balance between the bulls and the bears. Now, by the way, for those who are new to candlesticks, stay with me, because at the end of the session, I'm going to have an exciting announcement for those who missed my prior 2 web seminars because we sold out. We're going to have another one this Saturday. But for those who are familiar with the doji, remember the dojis, when the opening and closing are the same, the Japanese say the market's tired, so that's a bit of a clue. Now, if you didn't see the doji, okay, by the way, this became a resistance area, and notice what happened over here. The black candle, real body wrapped around the white real body. For those familiar with this classic candlestick signal, this is a bearish engulfing pattern. The bears are taking control of the market from the bulls. So essentially, by using the candlesticks, we got potential turning signals at this doji, certainly a time to lighten up on longs, and then with this confirmation of resistance with this bearish engulfing pattern, even if you waited for the close of this bearish engulfing pattern for your candlestick reversal signal, you'd have gotten a reversal signal here around $95 instead of $92 here. So at a minimum, you would have saved $3 on this trade, either on the short side, getting in $3 earlier on the short side, or exiting on longs. You would have had an extra $3 profit. And this is what the candlesticks are all about, especially when properly used.